Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are live from Homestead High School for tonight's girls basketball conference matchup featuring the visiting team on the scoreboard, the 6-3 Bishop Dwenger Saints. We're coached by Cleveland Inge, who was in his 6th season at Bishop Dwenger, and the home team, the 8-0 number 2 ranked team in Class 4A, Homestead Spartans, who were coached by Rod Parker, who was in his 18th season at Homestead. Hello once again, everyone. I'm Matt Salfrank alongside Donnie Harmon, and we are just about 15 minutes away from tip-off of tonight's game. So right now, let's start with the Casa Ristorante pregame show. And Donnie, it has been a while since we last broadcast a Homestead Lady Spartans basketball game, as the last time we called the action was on November 20th when Homestead knocked off a struggling Huntington North Lady Vikings team 74-34. To give a quick recap of the action since then, Homestead has won 3 straight road games in the past 2 weeks. Starting on November 27th, the Lady Spartans won on the road over Jay County 91-41 in a game where Riley Parker came off the bench and scored a season-high 22 points, which included 6 made three-pointers. Moving on to the next game, which took place exactly 1 week ago from tonight, Homestead traveled to rival Carroll as we saw the Chargers take a 13-8 lead at the end of the first quarter, but Homestead took over from that point and ended up getting the win 70-35 as their defense forced 28 Carroll turnovers. That game was bittersweet for the Spartans as they saw Riley Parker go down to an ankle injury. And finally, the last game this team played was last Saturday when the Spartans traveled to Fremd High School in Illinois to take on the Marist Redhawks, one of the best teams in the Chicago area. Homestead fought hard that game and won by a 62-49 margin without bench player Riley Parker playing. Ayanna Patterson and Kara Geely each had 14 for Homestead. There's a lot to unpack tonight for Homestead, starting with how the absence of Riley Parker will affect them from this point on.
Well, without Riley Parker, the margin of talent is still quite in Homestead's favor against pretty much any competition they play in this area. They're still by far the best team in the area, so without Riley Parker, they're still able to win against most games they'll play, but it has to be a relief to the coaches to see the way they played against Marist, one of the top teams in Illinois, because we knew Homestead they could win the games against Jay County, win games against Carroll, but to play a team like Marist, one of the best teams in Illinois, and win like they did, that says a lot about the team. And to have someone like Riley Parker out and still be able to win in a big game against an elite opponent like that, that says a lot about the talent of this team. But they are definitely going to have some players step up. They have some big games this year, and having Riley Parker back will be huge for them. They're going to have someone else step up off the bench and really be the go-to scorer off the bench, whether it's Grace Sullivan, Bree Lucas, or someone else we haven't seen as much this year. There is going to have to be some players that will need to step up in her absence.
Yeah, for sure. And Donnie, moving to tonight's opponent, the Bishop Dwenger Saints, we will see tip-off for the girls' game in about 15 minutes, while the boys' game to follow shortly after the conclusion of the girls' game. The Bishop Dwenger Lady Saints are one of 3 teams, including Homestead and Southside, who are still undefeated in the SAC with a 3-0 record. Bishop Dwenger is coming off of a loss to the number 1 ranked team in Class 1A, Marquette Catholic, 75-41. Who are some players for the Saints who need to step up if they want to avoid losing their 2nd game in a row?
Well, I think there's 4 players you really have to have your eye on in this one if you're the Bishop Dwenger Saints fans. 4 players that really be the key for them if they want to compete. The first one, Molly Ream, their leading scorer on the year. They got to have your top scorer play big in this one. They don't really have any real go-to scorer. She leads the team with 9.8 a game, but still you got to have her play well in this one if you want to be able to win it. Also, Maggie Cheever, their tallest player at 6 foot, against a team like against Homestead, with as much height as they had, you have to have the people down low playing well, so you're going to have her down there to play against some players like Ayanna Patterson, Sydney Graber, and Haley Swing, it's all very good down low, so you're going to have your big step up in this one. And Emma Lyons, maybe the freshman guard, leads the team with 3 steals. If a team like Dwenger wants to pull an upset, they're going to have to force some turnovers, and with 3 steals a game, she's someone who can do that. Also leads the team in 3-point field goals made, and if you want to pull an upset, that's another big thing. You got to knock down shots, and she's someone who can do that. So if you can get some threes, get some turnovers, that can be the thing that can lead to an upset. And also Carissa Wiegman leads the team in rebounds per game, so you're going to have to be good on the glass against a team like Homestead.
Yeah, for sure. And that's going to take us to our first break of the night. But when we come back, we will take a look into what we will see from Homestead's opponent today, the Bishop Dwenger Saints. We'll talk about expectations at Bishop Dwenger this year, so stay tuned. You're listening to the home of Homestead Spartan Lady Basketball at the Point 91 FM. Welcome back live to Homestead High School for tonight's girls basketball matchup featuring the Homestead Lady Spartans and Bishop Dwenger Lady Saints. I'm Matt Sofrick alongside Donnie Harmon, continuing on in the Casa Ristorante pregame show. And Donnie, Homestead is one of 3 teams in the state to be scoring over 70 points per game, while Dwenger has failed to score over 50 points in 2 out of their past 3 games. What will Dwenger need to do on the offensive end to keep up with the Spartans' high-powered offense?
Well, what you got to do is you just got to shoot when you're a team heading to a game like this. You got to knock down 3-point shots. A 3 is worth more than 2, and you're going to have some of those fall for you in this one. You just got to get some of your shooters hot. Also get some second chance points. Fight hard on the glass because you got to get those second chance points. You need every point you can get in a game like this. And for Dwenger, I think you have to slow the pace of the game down. You're not going to win in a shootout against Homestead, so I think their best hope is to try and keep it a low-scoring game. If they try and get out into a shootout, try and play a fast-paced game, they will probably get blown out. So I think you got to slow it down, shoot well, avoid trying to rely too much on your scoring inside, because against a team like Homestead with such good defense and such a height advantage, you're not going to be able to get too much going down low.
And Donnie, many Homestead and Norwell fans are looking ahead to the matchup of these 2 teams next Tuesday, as both programs are ranked in the top 3 of their respective classes. What does Homestead need to do to not overlook this Dwenger squad and be ready for whatever the Saints can throw at them?
Well, when you have a team like Norwell that you're about to play coming up, you're obviously going to look ahead a little bit. It's just natural instinct. You're going to look at that matchup. It's going to be a marquee matchup, one of the best in the area. We'll see all year. I don't know if we'll see a better one. Actually, last year Homestead and Southside was a top matchup, and Norwell might be the second best team in the area. So that is definitely going to be one of the top matchups of the year for the Spartans, one of their toughest opponents. Norwell, one of the best teams in 3A, as you mentioned. And so they're just going to have to focus on Dwenger tonight. This isn't an elite team they're playing, but they are a very good team. So a team that's 3-0 in conference play. So they're just going to have to focus on the opponent at hand. It's going to be tough to not look ahead, all but that you can't overlook this Dwenger team. You can't avoid looking ahead, but you just can't overlook them.
Yeah, I agree with that. 6-3 on the season, 3-0 in the conference. So Dwenger, one of the 3 undefeated remaining teams in the conference. Like we said, Homestead and Southside, the other 2. That's going to take us to our second break of the night. But when we come back, we will have starting lineups and keys to the game. But first, you will get to hear the chance to hear my sit-down with Homestead head coach Rod Parker. So stay tuned. You're listening to the home of Homestead Spartan basketball, the Point 91 FM.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. At this time, we'd like to welcome our guests, the Bishop Dwenger Saints, to Homestead High School with the playing of their high school fight song. Performing the Bishop Dwenger fight song is the Spartan Alliance Band.
I don't think we're going to take a break, man, so maybe just take a quick pause or whatever. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Then, tell her that you don't need a break. We need to do a break. Wait, Johnny. mic's on. During the national anthem, leave the mics on.
And now Spartan fans on your feet. It's time for the Homestead High School fight song, once again performed by the Spartan Alliance Band.
Welcome back live to Homestead High School for tonight's girls basketball conference matchup featuring the Homestead Spartans and Bishop Dwenger Lady Saints. It's about time for the national anthem, so we're going to get ready for that. Homestead sits at 8-0 on the season. Bishop Dwenger 6-3 on the season. These two teams, two of the three undefeated remaining teams in the conference. Southside, the only other one, and time for the national anthem now.
At this time, I ask if you are able to please rise, remove your hats, and honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Tonight, the national anthem will be performed by the Spartan Alliance Band.
And welcome back to the Casa Ristorante pregame show. We are just about ready for tip-off between Homestead and Bishop Dwenger, but let's start with some starting lineups. And now for Bishop Dwenger, it will be the 5'5" junior Molly Ream leads the team in points, assists, and made field goals on the season. Starting at the 2 guard, the junior 5'5" Brianna Yeager averages 2 points, 3 rebounds per game. Moving on to the forwards now, Maggie Cheever, the sophomore 6-foot forward for Dwenger, leads the team in blocks per game. And at the other forward, Kayleana Hamill, the 5'6" sophomore shooting guard, averages about 6 points per game for the Saints. And rounding it out with Carissa Wiegman, 5'11" junior forward, leads the team in rebounds per game at 6.1, also averages 6.8 points per game. And moving on to Homestead, the starting lineups, it'll be the usual suspects. Kara Geely leads the team in assists and steals. Solaire Starks only shooting 35% on the season, not her greatest. Haley Swing now the forward for Homestead. Sydney Graber, the other forward, averages 11.3 points per game. And Ayanna Patterson leads the team in a lot of different stats: points, rebounds, blocks, but also turnovers, averages 3.4 turnovers per game. And Donnie, I believe we have some other games in the conference going on. SAC doubleheader night all around the conference. And what are some games you have your eyes on?
Well, since it is a doubleheader, obviously going to be some boys, girls action. But just looking at the girls' side of things, Carroll Concordia, that could be a really interesting game. Carroll obviously got killed by Homestead. Concordia, maybe the second best team in the conference, also got killed by Homestead. A lot of teams getting killed by Homestead this year, but that should be a good matchup nonetheless. Two very good teams. Southside playing Northside. Southside always a very good program. They're always fun to watch. And Northside, well, they're not the best, but they still can put up a fight at times. It'll be interesting to see them on upset alert maybe there. And Wayne and Snyder, two of the bottom teams of the conference, but still should be a chippy, fun game. Both teams playing with something to prove right now. I like watching them both, so it should be a fun game to watch there.
Yeah, I would say the Carroll at Concordia is probably the best girls game. Carroll 7-3 overall, 1-1 in the conference. The one loss being to Homestead. Concordia 8-2 on the season overall, 2-1 in the conference. Their loss being to Homestead. And like you said, that Wayne Snyder game not going to be the best. They're 2-15 combined. Two of the bottom teams, actually the bottom two teams in the conference. And Donnie, what are your keys to the game?
Well, for Dwenger to shoot, you got to play a fundamentally sound game. You can't turn the ball over in one like this, and also slow the pace of the game down to compete with a Homestead team that is definitely more talented. And for Homestead, just play a clean game, don't turn it over, play defense, do your thing, and this should be a blowout.
Yeah, we're getting ready for tip-off between Homestead and Bishop Dwenger in girls basketball. Game 1 of our doubleheader. Ayanna Patterson to jump for the Spartans and Maggie Cheever to jump for the Saints. The ball is up, controlled by Patterson, tips it over to Geely, crosses the timeline, passes to Graber, left corner, back up the swing, over to Geely, right side, passes to Patterson down low. Patterson, the shot is up, no good, grabs her own rebound, throws up the shot, she is fouled. So Patterson going to the line, 12 seconds into this ball game.
And this is not her strength. Ayanna Patterson, very talented player, a 5-star freshman, but only averaging or only 33% from the line on the year.
First free throw up, and it is good. It bounces around on the rim, and it's good. Homestead leads 1-0, 7:48 in the first quarter. Patterson, the second free throw, is up, and it is good. Swishes it.
You know, she's looked pretty good from the line when I've watched her. Maybe that has something to do with me being in the arena. Makes her shoot better.
Ream with the ball for the Saints. Guarded by Geely. Passes right side for Wiegman. Dribbles around. Goes back to the top of the key. Ball tipped around and tipped out of bounds. And Bishop Dwenger will get the ball back.
Homestead playing good defense already here.
Hamill to inbound for the Saints. Ball to Ream. Dribbles top of the key. Drives in the lane. Passes back out to Hamill. Now with the top of the key. Drives in. Guarded by Swing. Pass over to Yeager. Tipped around. Yeager recovers it. Back to Hamill. Top of the key. Dribbles. Drives inside. Passes out to Yeager. Looks for a shot. Can't get it. Pass back out to Ream. Ream drives inside. Pass out to the left side. Cheever, the jump shot. No good. Rebounded by Sydney Graber for the Spartans. Passes to Kara Geely. Over right side. Solaire Starks. The three-point shot is up. No good. Tipped around by Ayanna Patterson. Controlled by the Saints. Molly Ream with the rebound. Crosses half court. Guarded by Geely. Ream drives inside. Passes left side. Cheever. Shot no good. Rebounded by Haley Swing for the Spartans. Pass over to Kara Geely. Dribbles top of the key. Drives inside. Kicks it out. Back to Solaire Starks. Picks up her dribble. Ball tipped around now. I believe they will call a jump ball. Homestead leading 2-0 with 6:30 remaining in the first quarter.
And you got a lot of the fight that the Saints are showing on the defensive end. Oh, the ball so far tipping a lot of passes. I mean, causing a lot of loose balls. They're playing hard so far.
Molly Ream with the ball for the Saints now. Leads the team in points and assists. The shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Ayanna Patterson for the Spartans. Pushes the pace. Patterson passes out right side to Starks. Passes back to Patterson. Down low. Puts up the shot and it's good. Patterson with all 4 of Homestead's points early on in this game as they lead 4-0 with 6 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Molly Ream with the ball now for the Saints. Dribbles over to the right side. Picks up her dribble. Passes to the top of the key to Wiegman. Wiegman tries to pass inside and couldn't find anyone. Homestead will get the ball.
And Ayanna Patterson, just someone you can't game plan for. You're not going to face many players with that talent, at that size, with that athleticism.
Karagili with the ball. Passes to Solaire Starks. Still haven't crossed half court. Crosses half court. Left side for Graber. Passes to Starks. Top of the key. Starks a wide open three-pointer. No good. Patterson the rebound for the Spartans. Goes inside and it is good. Ayanna Patterson with all of Homestead's 6 points early on as they lead Dwenger. 6-0. 5:38 remaining in this first quarter.
Solaire Starks off to a bit of a sluggish start so far. After a bit of a slow start this season by Ayanna Patterson. How good has she played right now? Getting on almost every rebound. She's dominating inside with 6 quick points and just over 2 minutes into this game.
Yeah, for sure. Patterson has struggled in the past inside the paint, had wide open shots and just not able to quite finish, but she is only a freshman, 6'3", what she's listed at, and so far she's been able to finish and knock down 2 free throws, not really the best. 9 of 27 on free throws coming into this game, so Homestead off to a hot start leading over Bishop Dwenger.
And Ayanna Patterson, she definitely has a good touch. She's not a bad shooter by any means, just a freshman struggling at the free throw line sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so the timeout was called, and we're about ready to resume play. The Saints players are still in the huddle.
And Dwenger, they need to get on the board quickly. They got to get out to a hot start. If they get behind big to Homestead earlier, Homestead's not going to look back. They're going to run with that. They're going to dominate. So Dwenger, they got to keep with them earlier, else this could get out of hand.
Yeah, for sure. Dwenger players go back out onto the court now. It will be Hamill inbounds to Ream. Ream dribbles up the court on the right side, crosses half court. Pass over to Hamill, left side. Pass inside, tipped around. And Homestead recovers it. Kara Gilly with the ball now. Dribbles up the court, drives in the lane. Passes out to Starks, thought about 3, and she traveled. Starks stuttered there for a minute and didn't quite take the shot. Leads to the Homestead turnover.
Starks getting some opportunities right now, just hasn't converted. A bit of a sloppy game as well.
Ream with the ball now for Bishop Dwenger. Pass, wild pass is just thrown and tipped out of bounds by Haley Swing, but Bishop Dwenger will get the ball. Cecilia Garrett checking in for Brianna Yeager. Garrett averages 5 points per game for the Saints.
And 2.5 steals as well.
Ball tipped out of bounds again. Another deflection for Homestead early on in this game. They lead 6-0, 5:15 remaining in the first quarter. Dwenger to inbound again. Inbounded to Hamill, right side. And the ball is just knocked out of bounds. Turnover for Bishop Dwenger. Homestead will get possession.
And Homestead dominating Dwenger on the defensive end with their length and speed and quickness.
Geely inbounds to Starks. Starks passes back to Geely. Passes to Starks. Still haven't crossed half court. Cross half court now. Pass to Graber. Geely with the ball. Top of the key. Picks up a dribble. Passes to Solaire Starks. Into Ayanna Patterson. Tipped around. Homestead with the ball now. Geely dribbles inside left side. Throws up the shot. No good. Hamill with the rebound for the Saints. Pass inside. And that was no good. That pass was intended for Carissa Wiegman, but that was way overhead. And another turnover for Bishop Dwenger.
Dwenger, they needed to come into this one and play a clean game, and that's been the opposite of what they've done so far.
Grace Sullivan now in for the Spartans as she dribbles the ball up the court. Passes back to Kara Geely. Oh, pass is stolen by Cecilia Garrett. Drives inside, takes it back out beyond the arc, guarded by Graber. Just throws it, trying to get out of traffic, and three-point shot for Bishop Dwenger is no good by Wiegman. Ball is tipped around again, and another turnover by Bishop Dwenger. Still haven't had a point. Down 6-0 with under 4:30 remaining in the first quarter.
And Homestead hasn't really gotten to a rhythm right now on the offensive end, but their defense has just done their thing.
Starks passes to Swing. Swing drives inside, passes to Patterson down low. Patterson, shot is up and is good. Patterson now with 8 points, all 8 points for the Spartans, as they lead 8-0, about 4 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Saints with the ball now. Pass inside, down low. The shot is no good by Cheever. Patterson the rebound for Homestead. Pushes it, tries to find someone. Finds Swing, passes back out to Geely, top of the key. Top of the key now for Sullivan. Geely with the ball now. Passes to Sullivan. Passes back to Swing. Passes to Geely, left side. Dribbles, picks up a dribble. Graber, the three-point shot, top of the key. Swishes it. Sidney Graber, first points of the game as Homestead leads 11-0, 3:40 remaining in the first quarter. Dwenger with the ball now. Emma Lyons, the freshman. The ball is tipped out of bounds yet again as Bridget Black checks in for the Saints. Well, Maggie Cheever checks out.
And Dwenger can just not do anything on the offense and scoreless with 3:33 left in the first.
Emma Lyons the ball now for the Saints. Tipped around by Sullivan, and yet another deflection. Dwenger with the ball, and Brianna Lucas is about to check in for the Spartans as Haley Swing will check out.
And Grace Sullivan makes a huge impact on the defensive end off the bench, actually averaging more steals than points this year.
Saints the ball, passes to Ream. Passes left side. That was Lyons. A three-point shot was an air ball. And the Saints get possession again. Must have been tipped out of bounds by Homestead. Cecilia Garrett to inbound for Bishop Dwenger. Passes inside to Wiegman. Top of the key, picks up her dribble. Passes to Ream. Dribble is guarded by Geely. Goes inside. Throws up a shot, and no good. Rebounded by Sidney Graber for the Spartans. Passes to Geely. Geely, top of the key, dribbles. Passes back out to Graber. Another three. No good. Tipped around, and they say that it was tipped out of bounds by Homestead. So Bishop Dwenger with the ball, down 11. 3 minutes remaining. Miley Ream with the ball. Crazy pass. Pass is stolen by Bree Lucas. Sidney Graber recovers it for Homestead. Kara Geely throws up the shot in the paint. No good. Rebounded by Patterson. And they will call a foul on Ayanna Patterson. I believe that was her first foul of the game. Homestead leading 11-0, 2:52 remaining in the first quarter.
And you can't get Patterson any foul trouble. She has a huge impact on both ends of the court.
Ream with the ball for the Saints. Passes cross court to Wiegman. Wiegman right side. Passes to Ream, top of the key. Guarded by two Homestead players. Over to Hamill. Pass inside. Now pass back outside to Ream. The jump shot is good, so Dwenger scores their first points of the game as they still trail Homestead by 9 with 2.5 minutes remaining. Homestead still hasn't crossed half court yet. Geely, pass to Sullivan. Pass to Patterson. Drives inside. Oh. Hopefully.
That'll be the second foul on Ayanna Patterson there. Got her for the charge. Good job by Dwenger getting into position. A bit of a 50-50 call. That'll go against Homestead, so that'll be 2 on Ayanna Patterson already.
Yeah, Patterson with 8 of the 11 points for Homestead. As Homestead doing a full court press now. Dwenger with the ball. Brianna Yeager passes over top of the key. Right side back to Yeager. And that was a travel. She took too many steps. This Homestead press really forcing a lot of turnovers for Dwenger.
The press has forced a lot of turnovers also on the defensive end. Dwenger hasn't been able to do anything against the zone Homestead's had out there.
Solaire Starks and Haley Swing are going to check in for Ayanna Patterson, who sits down with 2 fouls. Kara Geely also goes to the bench for the Spartans as they lead 11-2 with 2:12 remaining in the first quarter. Starks inbounds to Sullivan of Homestead. Sullivan can't find anyone, still hasn't crossed half court. Graber passes to Lucas. Starks, top of the key. Sullivan dribbles inside, shoots the shot. She was fouled. It will be a shooting foul. So Grace Sullivan going to go to the line now for the Spartans.
Doesn't have a lot of shots from the free throw line this year. Just 2 of 3. So it'll be interesting to see how she looks here.
First free throw up. No good. That was very short. As Maggie Cheever set to check in for the Saints as Bridget Black goes to the bench. Sullivan, the second free throw is up. No good. I believe there was another turnover on Homestead.
That should be a foul going against Brianna Lucas there, so that'll be her first.
Yeah, Homestead with quite a few fouls early on. Molly Ream with the ball now for the Saints. Dribbles up the court, crosses half court over to Wiegman. Tipped by Haley Swing. Yet another deflection for the Spartans. Bishop Dwenger ball. Kayleana Hamel set to inbound for the Saints. Yeager with the ball. Dribbles inside. Yark. Pass outside to Wiegman. Guarded by Lucas. Back out to Yeager. Pass over to Wiegman. Dribbles the ball top of the key. Guarded by Lucas. Wiegman dribbles inside. Ball tipped around. Stolen by Graber for the Spartans. Can't find anyone. Finds Sullivan. Cross-court pass. Sullivan makes someone fall. She crossed her over, and
they'll say she was pushed in the back by Brandon Lucas there, so that'll be Lucas's second foul as a Homestead with some foul trouble right now in the front court.
Yeah, Patterson and Lucas each with 2 fouls now. Saints with the ball. 11-2, they're down. 1:22 remaining in the first quarter. Molly Ream with the ball. Guarded by Sullivan. Passes right side for Hamel. Hamel inside. The hook shot, running hook shot is up and good. That's the second basket of the game for Bishop Dwenger. Sullivan the ball now for Homestead. Graber inside. The shot is up and it's no good. She was fouled, so Graber going to the line.
Sydney Graber shooting 80% from the line this year. Very good free throw shooter. Homestead, they needed some points right now. Hasn't been a good offensive quarter. Only 11 points so far. Average over 70 a game on the year.
Free throw is up and no good. It bounces around on the rim. As Cecilia Garrett and Bridget Black check back into the lineup for the Saints, as Carissa Wiegman and Brianna Yeager go to the bench. Graber's second free throw is up. Homestead leading 12-4 now. 1 minute remaining in the first quarter. Ream the ball. Top of the key, guarded by Sullivan. Ream passes the right side to Garrett. Garrett dribbles inside, guarded by Starks. Picks up her dribble, passes over to Black. Cheever the shot in the paint, and it's good. Dwenger cuts into the Homestead lead, now only down by 6. Less than a minute remaining in the first quarter. Sullivan with the ball for Homestead. Passes to Lucas, now passes back to Starks. Starks passes right corner for Graber. Drives in the lane. Passes out to Haley Swing, but there is a foul on Bishop Dwenger.
That'll be a blocking foul inside. So Sydney Graber driving right now, causing some blocking fouls.
Foul was called on Maggie Cheever, the tallest player for the Saints. Grace Sullivan set to inbound for the Spartans. Sullivan. Pass inside to Lucas. Passes back out to Graber, left side. Graber dribbles. In the paint, throws up the shot, no good. She was upset there wasn't a foul called right there. Molly Ream with the ball for Bishop Dwenger. Passes over to Hamel. Top of the key. Throws up a 3. No good. Rebound by Bree Lucas for Homestead. Solaire Starks the ball. Pass to Haley Swing. And Solaire Starks threw the pass behind Haley Swing. Couldn't quite get it in the turnover on Homestead. Dwenger the ball. Down 12-6. 5.9 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Foul is called on Grace Sullivan. A little too aggressive there.
Homestead playing very aggressive defense. Aggressive on the boards as well. You're going to pick up some fouls as a team.
Hamilton inbound for the Saints. Passes. That was Ream. The running three-point shot is up and no good as Homestead leads 12-6 at the end of the first quarter. Ayanna Patterson with 8 of those 12 points.
And it really was one of the worst offensive quarters from the Spartans this year. Couldn't really get anything going. It was just Patterson and Graber using their size to get points for the Spartans, but they really weren't knocking down shots from the perimeter, were turning the ball over a decent amount and playing a little bit sloppy on the offensive end. So they got to put that behind them. They got to come out and play a better second quarter. Also, Dwenger playing some pretty good defense. You got to give some credit to them. They played pretty good in that first quarter offensive and couldn't do much on Homestead's defense. The length, the speed, the zone defense, it was all working for the Spartans, holding Dwenger to just 6 points. But if you're Dwenger, you got to be pretty happy with the defensive performance. And right now, you head into the second quarter only down 6. You could be doing a lot worse with only 6 points on the board.
Yeah, I believe it was actually 11-0 at one point. So Dwenger went on a little 6-1 run to end the first quarter. And Homestead, we saw they were down 13-8 at the end of the first quarter last week against Carroll. They came back to win that game 70-35. So I would expect for Homestead now to, based on what we've seen so far in the season, to go on a huge run and extend this lead. Only up by 6 now, but I expect that to change.
At the end of the first quarter last week, they were down 13-8 to Carroll, losing, and they ended up winning 70-35. So we've seen Homestead play some of their worst basketball in the first quarter, but come out and dominate, wear some teams out, and take control of the game later on.
So Ayanna Patterson back in the game with 2 fouls, and ball tipped out of bounds. Homestead will get the ball. Bree Lucas to inbound for the Spartans.
Homestead, Lucas, and Patterson both playing down low, each with 2 fouls.
Solaire Starks passes to Bree Lucas, passes inside to Haley Swing. The shot is up, and she was fouled. So Homestead going to the line once again.
Swing, a very good free throw shooter, 23 of 27 on the year, good for 85% of her shots.
The foul was on Maggie Cheever, the tallest player for Dwenger. First free throw is up, and it is good. Haley Swing scores their first points of the game as Homestead extends their lead 13-6, 7:49 remaining in the second quarter. Swing, second free throw up, and she swishes it. So Swing now 2 points. Homestead up by 8 right now. Ream for the Saints. Passes over to Hamill. Double team. Picks up her dribble. Pass back out to Ream. Ball tipped by Starks. Right side now. Cheever down low. Rebound by Hamill. Ayanna Patterson the rebound for the Spartans. Pushes the pace pass down low to a wide open Solaire Starks. Homestead now with a double-digit lead, up by 10. Pass over to Ream. Feeling the press right now. Hamill passes back to Ream. Still hasn't crossed half court. Another timeout is called by Bishop Dwenger as they weren't able to advance it past half court, but the Spartans are leading 16-6 with 7:12 remaining in the second quarter.
And how about the impact we just saw Ayanna Patterson have down there? Affected 2 or 3 shots on the defensive end without even jumping, just put her hands up, and they couldn't do anything against it. Great defense, got the rebound, and pushed it down all the way down the court, handled the ball at 6'3", and then dumped it off to Solaire Starks with a beautiful pass. A great play by Patterson. He's playing probably one of her best games of the year so far, this one.
Yeah, Patterson definitely got off to a hot start in this one at half of Homestead's points. That is total of 8. Averages less than 1 assist per game, but a nice one there to Solaire Starks. All right, Bishop Dwenger now to inbound. Hamill inbounds to Ream. Ream dribbles it up, guarded by Sullivan. Crosses half court, dribbles right side. Ream with the ball for the Saints. Dribbles inside the arc. Ball tipped by Geely. Hamill with the ball. Top pick, picks up her dribble. Inside. Now back out to Garrett. Passes. Inside. That was Bridget Black with the shot. Was no good. Rebounded by Ayanna Patterson for the Spartans. Pass to Starks again outside. The extra pass finds Bree Lucas. What a beautiful looking shot there. Homestead up 18-6 now. Saints with the ball. Trying to go inside. They can't. Molly Ream throws up a 3-pointer. No good. Rebounded by Bishop Dwenger. Bridget Black with the rebound. Passes out to Kayleana Hamill. Shot is up and no good. Ayanna Patterson the rebound for Homestead. Lost her dribble. Passes back over to Kara Geely. Right side for Haley Swing. That's an air ball. Homestead will get the ball back. Sydney Graber going to check in for the Spartans as Brianna Yeager and Emma Lyons check in for the Saints.
Right now, Dwenger can't do anything on Patterson inside. When she's on the person with the ball, they can't even get a shot off hardly.
Kara Geely inbounds to Haley Swing. Ayanna Patterson, top of the key, passes to Kara Geely, left side. Swishes a 3-pointer. Kara Geely puts the Homestead up 21-6 now. Saints with the ball, being pressured by Homestead. Still haven't crossed half court. Pass over to Yeager. Wide open 3-pointer. That was such a clean-looking 3-point made shot. I almost thought you airballed it, but Dwenger with the 3-pointer right now. Geely passes over to Starks. Passes to Graber inside. And the shot runs around the rim. No good. Rebounded by Haley Swing. Puts up a shot. No good. Swing another shot for Homestead. No good. Rebounded by Emma Lyons for the Saints. Right side. Dribbles inside. Nothing called there. Solaire Starks. The rebound for Homestead. Wide open. And shot is no good. Rebounded by Patterson. Throws up a shot. No good. Patterson was fouled again, so she'll go to the line again. Homestead up 21-9 with 5:20 remaining in the second quarter.
A couple of misses inside for Homestead, but it doesn't matter. It's still up 21-9. Dominated. It hasn't really looked like they played that well, but obviously it's paying off on the scoreboard.
Patterson first free throw is up, and it is no good. As Carissa Wiegman will check in for Bishop Dwenger, as Sophia Dickerson will check out.
And Patterson entered this game 33% on the year from the free throw line. Hit her first two, but missed her first one there.
Patterson, free throw is good now up to 9 points. Leading scorer for both teams. Dwenger with the ball. Passes over to Yeager. Yeager passes back to Ream now. Pass inside. Ball tipped around, and it's taken by Homestead. Sydney Graber with the ball. Kara Geely dribbles across the paint, drives inside, pass out to Solaire Starks, a three. No good. The ball is rebounded by Emma Lyons of Bishop Dwenger. Now passes to Brianna Yeager. Passes to Carissa Wiegman inside, and the shot is good. Homestead now up 22 to 11, 4:47 remaining in the second quarter. Homestead with the ball. Solaire Starks passes to Ayanna Patterson, top the key. Patterson dribbles in. The shot is up, and it's no good. It rolls around. Rolled around the rim, no good. And another foul called on Ayanna Patterson. That is her third foul of the game.
And I don't know about that one. She just reached up and grabbed the ball. If anything, it looked like a foul on Dwenger. First two fouls were legitimate. That one, I'm not so sure about.
Yeah, Brianna Lucas checking in for Ayanna Patterson. You can see the look of disgust on her face. Having one of her best games to start her young career. And 3 fouls, goes back to the bench. Bishop Dwenger with the ball. Wiegman passes over to Yeager. Ball tips around. Controlled by Ream. Drives inside. Running hook shot, no good. Rebounded by Yeager. Pass outside to Emma Lyons. 3-point shot is no good. Bishop Dwenger, the offensive rebound. Once again, pass outside to Molly Ream. Dribbles top of the key, guarded by Haley Swing. Right side to the corner. Passes to Emma Lyons. Knocks down the 3-point shot. Bishop Dwenger now within 8, 4 minutes remaining.
And Homestead got up 21-6 to start the second quarter, but Dwenger on an 8-1 run, now only down 8.
Solaire Starks passes to Kara Geely. Geely to Lucas, passes to Graber. Graber drives inside along the baseline. Layup shot is good, so Sydney Graber now has 6 points in the game. Bishop Dwenger the ball. Cross-court pass to Brianna Yeager. Top of the key, Carissa Wiegman tipped out of bounds, and Bishop Dwenger will get ball again as Maggie Cheever checks in for the Saints as Bridget Black checks out. Homestead up 24-14, 3:36 remaining in the second quarter. Brianna Yeager to inbound for the Saints. Carissa Wiegman, left side. Pass top of the key to Ream. Pass inside. It's stolen by Homestead. Solaire Starks with the steal. Dribbles up court, left side. Passes to Haley Swing, left side. Haley Swing dribbles inside, loses the ball. Pass outside to Starks. Sydney Graber fakes a three-pointer, drives inside, and a beautiful-looking shot is up and no good. But Brianna Lucas, the offensive rebound, and 4 points now for Lucas as Homestead up by 12. 3 minutes remaining in the second quarter. And a turnover there by Brianna Yeager, the travel call, as Kayleana Hamill checks in for the Saints.
And going back to play on the other end, if you're Homestead, beautiful move by Sydney Graber, couldn't convert at the rim, but you got to love the hustle by Bree Lucas getting down there, getting the putback, and that's what she does best. Not an elite score, only 4.6 on the year, but she gets boards off the bench, 5.3 a game. That's pretty good.
Starks with the ball, passes to Geely, passes back to Starks, finally crosses the timeline. Starks dribbles left side, passes back out to Graber. Pass now to Geely, dribbles the ball, pass to Graber left side. Graber, the left wing, 3-point shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Maggie Cheever of Bishop Dwenger. Passes over to Molly Ream, the point guard with the ball now. Guarded by Kara Geely. As Ream drives in, the floating shot is up and good. Molly Ream scores as Homestead now leading 26-16, 2.5 minutes remaining. Homestead with the ball. Haley Swing. Pass is tipped. Oh, stolen by Starks. Starks with the ball now for Homestead. The layup is good, and Solaire Starks scores once again, now 4 points on this game. Molly Ream passes inside to Carissa Wiegman. Pass outside to Emma Lyons. Back out to Wiegman, top of the key, dribbles the ball, guarded by Bree Lucas. Pass left side now for Kayleana Hamill. Hamill drives inside, and the wide open layup shot is up and good as Homestead leads 28-18, less than 2 minutes remaining before halftime. Starks with the ball for Homestead now. Passes to Lucas. Passes to Swing. The pull-up jump shot is good. Haley Swing knocks down the mid-range jump shot for the Spartans as they extend the lead to 12. Molly Ream dribbles the ball for Bishop Dwenger. Passes inside to a cutting Carissa Wigman. And the layup shot is good. This Bishop Dwenger team won't go away as they are only down by 10 now, minute and a half remaining. Kara Geely passes to Solaire Starks. Loses the ball. Recovered by Kayliana Hamel for Bishop Dwenger. Ooh, Kara Geely just swatted the ball away and no foul called as Bishop Dwenger gets the ball, but tipped out of bounds. Kara Geely checks out. Grace Sullivan checks back in for Homestead.
Homestead playing a little sloppy. They're making some defensive mental lapses, and right now Dwenger playing a much better offensive second quarter. 14 points as opposed to just their 6 in the first.
I believe Sophia Buck checks in, as well as Amber Austin. Some Spartans we haven't really seen too much. Brianna Lucas goes to the bench with her 2 fouls. Hamel inbounds for Bishop Dwenger to Lyons. Top of the key pass. Right side, Molly Ream. The shot is no good.
And Dwenger a chance to cut to single digits here. They fought pretty hard in this one to stay in it. Got off to a slow start in both quarters, but right now they're playing very well.
First free throw is up, and it's no good. Molly Ream with the missed free throw as Homestead still leads 30-20, a minute 14 remaining in the second quarter. Second free throw is up for Ream. No good. 0 for 2 at the line. Homestead with the ball. Grace Sullivan passes to Sophia Buck, left side, passes to Sydney Graber. Passes back to Sullivan, top of the key, dribbles inside, pulls up, mid-range free throw. Free throw lane shot. Grace Sullivan, the 2-point jumper. Homestead up 32-20 now, less than a minute before halftime. Bishop Dwenger with the ball. Molly Ream passes over to Emma Lyons, top of the key, dribbles the ball, left side now. Lyons, the 3-point shot is up and no good. Rebound controlled. They call it a jump ball.
And I think it was a little quick with the jump ball there. I thought Homestead controlled it. Definitely both players had a hand on the ball, but I think you got to let them fight for it a little bit.
Kayliana Hamel inbounds for the Saints, passes to Molly Ream. Ream drives inside. Pass back out to Carissa Wiegman, the 3-pointer. It's actually a 2-pointer. Foot was on the line, but Bishop Dwenger cuts the lead to only down by 10 now. 30 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Homestead with the ball. Sydney Graber passes to Sophia Buck. Passes to Grace Sullivan. Sullivan drives inside. The running layup shot is up and good. Sullivan, 4 points now. Homestead up by 12. 15 seconds remaining before halftime. Ream with the ball for the Saints. Passes over to Cheever. Stolen by Homestead. Haley Swing, the wide open layup shot is no good. She missed a wide open layup shot. 2-1. And they do not get the shot off as Homestead will go into halftime with a 34-22 lead over Bishop Dwenger. And Donnie, what have you seen in this game so far that's interests you?
Well, for Homestead, it has to be the foul trouble for Anna Patterson. She's dominated this game both ends of the court, 9 points. Played great defense, a load of rebounds, but she's gotten 3 fouls, so that's been very intriguing. And then Dwenger, the fight to just stay in. There's a lot of times they could have just gotten run out of the gym. Homestead really could have taken control at times, but they found a way to play defense. Homestead did miss a lot of opportunities inside. Hasn't been nearly their best performance on the year. Probably has been one of the worst so far. Missed a lot of opportunities inside, turned the ball over, and had some mental lapses on defense, but still up 12 at half.
Yeah, so once again, Homestead leading 34-22 in game 1 of the boys-girls doubleheader. Homestead girls up by 12 over Bishop Dwenger. Homestead still undefeated on the season. Bishop Dwenger undefeated in the conference at 3-0, and that's going to take us for a quick break, but you're listening to the home of Homestead Spartan basketball, the Point 91 FM. Welcome back live to Homestead High School for tonight's matchup between Homestead Spartans and Bishop Dwenger Saints. The Homestead girls currently leading the Lady Saints 34-22 at the end of the first half. And Donnie, I believe you have a scoring summary for us.
For the team out in front, Homestead, 34 points on the board, and 9 of them have come from Ayanna Patterson, their leading scorer. Sydney Graber, she had 6, and then there was actually 4 players who each had 4 points. Solaire Starks, Grace Sullivan, Haley Swing, and Bree Lucas. Kara Geely also added a tray. She has 3. And then for Bishop Dwenger, it's been a very balanced scoring attack. No one really standing out necessarily. That's how it is a lot of the time this year. Carissa Wigman, she had 6 points in that first half. Molly Ream had 4, along with Kaylana Hamill. She also had 4. And then you had Brianna Yeager with 3, Emma Lyons with 3, and then Maggie Cheever with 2. So not a ton of scoring for Bishop Dwenger, only 22 at half. But they've done a pretty good job on the offensive end, holding Homestead, a team that averages over 70 points on a game on the year, with only 34 in the first half.
Yeah, as we talked about in the pregame, I believe Homestead is one of 3 teams in the state to be averaging over 70 points per game on the offensive end, and held to only 34 in the first half, which I would say is pretty good. Bishop Dwenger only 22 points, but Homestead, they only have a 12-point lead. We're used to seeing them have a much larger lead. And Donnie, what do you think is something that Bishop Dwenger has done on the defensive end that has helped prevent Homestead from scoring as many points as we're used to seeing them?
Well, I think they've had some pretty good shot contests inside. They're playing tough interior defense. You got to give a lot of that credit to Carissa Wingman and also Maggie Cheever. They're 2 bigs for Dwenger. They've done a pretty good job inside playing defense. I mean, it's really tough to stop Ayanna Patterson, but they're contesting, making Homestead miss some shots they should normally make. And also Dwenger doing a good job intercepting passes on the defensive end, forcing some turnovers, some loose balls. They're just tipping the ball away, and they're doing a good job on the defensive end, playing hard and aggressive.
Yeah, for sure. Ayanna Patterson, as we mentioned, leads all scorers with 9 points, but does have 3 fouls. And Brianna Lucas, another big for Homestead, has 2 fouls. So who do you think is someone for Homestead that needs to step up in the second half, with Patterson and Lucas likely not getting as much playing time due to some foul trouble?
Well, I think you got to look to some of the seniors. I think Kara Geely has to be the facilitator for the team and the captain on the defensive end of the ball. Solaire Starks, I look to her to get some shot opportunities, maybe get her 3-point shot going, get some knock down some jumpers, only at 4 right now, and then Haley Swing, only 4 in that first half as well. You got to get her going, missing the layup on the other end at the buzzer. So she just got to get going a little more. I look to the seniors to lead them in the second half. And then, obviously, anyone on this team can step up when you have a team this talented. Grace Sullivan, 4 points, only averages 2.4 on the year, but she plays great defense and facilitates the ball. So if you can get her scoring, that'll be huge. And then Bree Lucas, foul trouble. Ayanna Patterson, foul trouble. Sydney Graber, 6 points. So you got to get her going as well. 11.3 on the year. The Central Michigan commit. So lots of players for Homestead that you can get going, and you got to look to have a better second half.
Yeah, for sure. We also just want to mention that Riley Parker is out for the Spartans. Led the team with 17 made 3-pointers through 8 games so far. So usually have a spark off the bench to provide Homestead with some energy, but she's not playing in this one due to an injury. And for Bishop Dwenger, who do you think is someone who really needs to step up in the second half if they want to make a comeback and try to hand Homestead their first loss of the season?
Well, this team, they really don't have one go-to scorer. It's really a team effort, but you got to look to some of the better outside shooters, I think, if you want to come back. And this one, Emma Lyons, I think if you can get her going from 3, she only had 1 in the first half. Your team's leading shooter from the outside, and I think she's got to get going, knock down some threes, because Dwenger right now, they got a deficit. They got to score quickly, and then you just got to look to the bigs down low on the defensive end to stop Homestead from scoring inside, maybe draw some fouls on the Spartans. So right now for Dwenger, just score the ball from the perimeter and play defense inside.
Yeah, well, Homestead, we mentioned they have a huge game against Norwell this coming Tuesday. Norwell, the number 2 ranked team in Class 3A. Homestead, the number 2 ranked team in Class 4A, but there's kind of some news around the potential ranking as 4A number 1 Warren Central lost to Pike 48-45 on December 4th, and do you expect Homestead to move to number 1 when the rankings come out next Sunday if they are able to pull off this win?
Well, if Homestead wins this one, I think they probably will. I think Homestead will definitely be the number 1 team. Dwenger a solid team, and also the teams behind them. Some other candidates, North Central, Hamilton, Southeastern, the 3 and 4 teams, they both lost the game. So, and North Central, the team Homestead could be seen later in this year. Hamilton, Southeastern as well. They both lost, so it's going to be tough for anyone else to jump Homestead. Penn, the only other undefeated team near the top of that list, they're ranked 5th. I don't see them leaping the Spartans. The Spartans just have too many quality wins this year over quality competition. So I think Homestead is the rightful team to replace Warren Central as the number 1 team in the state, and I think they will when the new polls come out. But they have to hold on and beat Dwenger here first.
Yeah, this game is not over yet. Homestead only up by 12, and all it takes is a couple of shots made by Dwenger to get back in this one. As you mentioned, that North Central team, I believe they have the traveling trophy, and
they do.
That's a very coveted thing in the state of Indiana. In case you don't know how it works, well, I don't really know either, but it's kind of a coveted thing that, why don't you explain it?
You have the traveling trophy, you carry it around, you play someone in Indiana, you defend that trophy. They beat you, they take it from you. It all started, they determined a while ago, they gave it to the state champion to start, and it just makes its way around. North Central did lose, but 2 and out-of-state opponents, so they still hold that trophy, and Homestead with a chance to take it later in the year, and that'll be a big game in a showcase event in Indianapolis on the 21st, so a huge game, 2 of the top teams, and you add a little something extra on the line in the traveling trophy.
Yeah, not quite as good as a state championship, but the traveling trophy is definitely a close second, as we are just about 30 seconds or so from starting the second half of Game 1 of the doubleheader. The boys' game to follow this one. The Homestead girls currently up 34-22 over Bishop Dwenger. Ayanna Patterson leading the Spartans with 9 points, but also has 3 fouls. And let's get this game going. Second half about to start. Haley Swing to inbound for the Spartans.
And Patterson is out there to start the second half. Coach Parker taking a chance leaving her out there, but with a 12-point lead, you want to let her have her impact be felt.
Swing. Looks, finds Graber, top of the key. Graber passes to Kara Geely. Guarded by Brianna Yeager. Ayanna Patterson, the left side. Passes over to Haley Swing, top of the key. Passes to Kara Geely, right side. Passes inside to Patterson. Tries to get a shot. She can't. Passes right corner for Kara Geely. The three-point shot is up, and it's good. Kara Geely now with 6 points on this ball game.
And I'd like to see her shoot more. Enter this game shooting 64% from 3 on the year on limited attempts.
Molly Ream drives inside. Puts the shot up and almost rolls around, but doesn't fall, as she will go to the line to get a couple of free throws. Homestead scores a basket right away, a Kara Geely three-pointer, so they're now up by 15.
Homestead's defense not playing as good since that first quarter.
First free throw for Ream is up, and it is good now with 5 points on the game.
And we saw her go 0 for 2 her first trip to the line this one.
Ream, second free throw is up, and it is good. Swishes both of them as Homestead up by 13, 7:30 remaining in the third quarter. Homestead with the ball now. Kara Geely passes to Solaire Starks. Passes to Patterson. Passes to Geely, top of the key. Passes over to Starks, passes inside to Haley Swing. Passes right side, or left side for Sydney Graber. Rebounded by Bishop Dwenger, but they will call a foul on Haley Swing. Tried to reach in for the ball, a little too aggressive there. So Haley Swing with the foul for Homestead.
Just her first of the game, Homestead getting some fouls on the players inside.
Dwenger with the ball now. Molly Ream brings the ball, drives inside, passes out to Brianna Yeager. Dribbles top of the key. Passes over to Ream. Ream guarded by Geely. Ream dribbles towards the top of the key now. Dribbles left side. Ball tipped around and recovers it. Bishop Dwenger with the ball. Ream drives inside. Geely playing really tough defense. Ream passes back out to Carissa Wiegman. Guarded by Sydney Graber. Wiegman dribbles around, and little miscommunication there as the ball was just thrown out of bounds, and Homestead will get the ball now.
A miscommunication, but it could have been worse if Starks was able to intercept it. It would have been an easy 2 on the other end.
Patterson inbounds to Geely. Geely with the ball. Tries to pass it over to Starks, but ball is tipped around. Hits the leg of Kayleana Hamel of Bishop Dwenger, so Homestead the ball. Again, Geely inbounds to Solaire Starks. Starks passes over to Geely. Still haven't crossed half court yet. Geely passes the swing, top of the key, down low for Patterson. The layup is good. Patterson now with 11 points in this game as Homestead extends the lead to 39-24. 6 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Molly Ream with the ball right side. Ball deflected by Kara Geely. Ream, the three-point shot is up and it's no good. Ball is hit off the leg of Sydney Graber. So Bishop Dwenger will get the ball now. Dwenger. Brianna Yeager to inbound for the Saints. Ream with the ball, dribbles left side, passes over to Yeager, right side. Passes back to Ream, top of the key, dribbles. Is guarded by Geely. Geely playing really tough defense. Passes on the left corner to Carissa Wiegman. Tries to find Kayleana Hamel, but Ball is deflected in an over and back, they call, so Homestead will get the ball. Another turnover for Bishop Dwenger.
Right now, Dwenger is still fighting to stay in it, but they have to fight to cut into that lead.
Patterson inbounds to Solaire Starks. Starks dribbles top of the key. Mid-range jump shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Sydney Graber. The shot is no good, but she was fouled and she'll go to the line.
Graber, a very solid free throw shooter, playing a solid game as well. 6 points, getting a lot of boards. Homestead right now winning the battle on the glass.
Graber's first free throw is up and no good. That was Maggie Cheever's third foul for Bishop Dwenger, the tallest player that they have at 6 foot, the sophomore, so she checks out as a few players check in for Bishop Dwenger. Graber's second free throw is up and it is good. So Graber extends the Homestead lead to 40-24, 5:20 remaining in the third quarter. Bishop Dwenger with the ball now. Molly Ream, guarded by Kara Geely once again. Ream dribbles around, tries to pass inside, and the ball is stolen by Solaire Starks of Homestead. Starks crosses half-court pass to Graber, fakes the shot, passes inside to Ayanna Patterson, and it rolls around the rim, no good, gets her own offensive rebound, shot back up, and it's good. Patterson now with 13 on the game.
And Patterson has been a force on the glass, on the defensive end. And I have a feeling this game would be not even as close as it is right now if Patterson didn't have that foul trouble, because when she's been out there, it's been all Homestead.
Yeah, for sure. Patterson with 13 points in this one so far. What we have listed her season high was actually the first game of the season when she scored 17 points at Carmel. 13 right now as Homestead leads 42-24, 4:56 remaining in the third quarter.
And Patterson, a great talent, still just a freshman though, so there is some freshman inconsistencies, still some struggles with turnovers and free throws, but still a great talent. Her impact is always felt on the glass and the defensive end, and she's having a great impact in the scoring column though as well. In this one with 13 points, Homestead up 18, and they played a really good second half so far.
Yeah, for sure. They've gotten off to a pretty hot start on the offensive end as they have an 18-point lead. Under 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Is once again, we mentioned this is first doubleheader of the season, SAC doubleheader. This is the girls' game. The boys' game will follow. Donnie and I will have the call of that one as well as the players head back out into the court.
Dwenger in need of some buckets right now, trailing 18.
Hamill inbounds to Ream. Ream passes over to Hamill. Hamill, the three-point shot is up and no good. Hits the backboard. Doesn't hit the rim. Rebounded by Kara Geely of Homestead. Passes to Ayanna Patterson down low across the court, and that basket is good. Patterson now with 15 on the game for Homestead as they extend the lead to 20 points over Bishop Dwenger. Molly Ream, the ball now passes to Carissa Wiegman. Ream, right side, passes down low to Emma Lyons. The two-point shot is good by Emma Lyons. Starks with the ball for Homestead. Passes to Haley Swing. Swing drives inside, kicks it out. Left corner for Graber. Three-point shot is up and no good. Offensive rebound by Haley Swing. Haley Swing, the shot is up and it's good. A two-pointer as Homestead extends their lead to 20 points once again. Bishop Dwenger on the offense. They go inside. The shot is up and no good by Bridget Black as the ball is tipped out of bounds again as Bree Lucas checks in for the Spartans. Haley Swing checks out.
And right now, Dwenger, you just can't afford to miss open layups like that. They got to convert on all these opportunities right now. They want any chance of cutting back into this one and making it a ball game.
So Homestead up by 20 points, 46-26, under 4 minutes remaining. Dwenger inbounds over to Ream. Pass out to Lyons now. To Garrett on the left corner. Ball tipped around, and it's going to be, they say it was tipped, so Dwenger still with the ball. Molly Ream crosses half court, guarded by Kara Geely. Ream drives inside, dribbles around, all around the court. Passes to Wiegman on the outside, stolen by Ayanna Patterson of Homestead. Patterson pushes the pace, drives inside, kicks it out left side for Starks. Starks, the jump shot, no good. Starks the offensive rebound for Homestead. Puts up her own shot, it's no good as well. Ball tipped around, stolen by Dwenger. Cecilia Garrett goes inside. Pass tried to go to her teammate, Carissa Wiegman, but was tipped out of bounds. Wiegman couldn't quite handle it.
Dwenger just not doing enough on the offensive end, still playing solid defense, but they just aren't getting back into this one.
Starks passes over to Lucas. Graber now on the left side. Graber passes back to Starks. Passes inside to Lucas. Passes outside to Geely. Passes to Starks now. Starks dribbles. Top of the key. Passes to Kara Geely on the right side. Bounce pass. Goes between Ayanna Patterson's legs. Loses the ball. Another turnover for Patterson. Molly Ream with the ball for the Saints now. A three-point shot is no good by Cecilia Garrett. Rebounded by Homestead. Kara Geely with the ball for the Spartans. Dribbles up court, passes right corner for Starks. The three is no good. Rebounded by Ayanna Patterson. The offensive rebound. Shot is up and no good. Ball tipped out of bounds, and Bishop Dwenger will get the ball. Score is still 46-26. 2:40 remaining in the third quarter.
And Patterson has had some issues this year of missing some of those shots inside. Saw an example of it there, but she does get a lot of second chance points off her own misses.
Bridget Black checks in for Maggie Cheever for Bishop Dwenger. Molly Ream with the ball for the Saints. Passes left side for Cecilia Garrett. Back over to Ream, top of the key. Double teamed over right side for Lions. She's double teamed. Pass is stolen by Kara Geely for the Spartans. Geely drives inside the lane, and the shot is no good. Offensive rebound by Sydney Graber. Her shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Bishop Dwenger. That is Molly Ream with the ball for the Saints. Tries to go inside, but she can't. Kara Geely playing lockdown defense. Pass back over to Ream. Drives inside. Shoots it. It's an air ball. Rebounded by Sydney Graber for the Spartans. Kara Geely the ball. Passes. Tries to pass to Ayanna Patterson, and no good. Pass. Bishop Dwenger with the ball. Has a wide open layup and misses it. Pass back out to Emma Lyons. Knocks down the three-point shot. So finally, someone scores a basket. Dwenger now only down 46-29. 1:30 remaining in the third quarter. Graber the ball for the Spartans now. Drives inside, and her own layup is good. Sydney Graber, another basket as Homestead up by 19 right now. Dwenger on the other end. Lyons throws up a three-point shot. No good. Rebounded by Geely. Graber goes inside once again, and it is good. And the foul. So the shot is good, and Graber, if she makes this free throw, she would have scored 5 points in the last two possessions for the Spartans.
She's playing a really good game and a little Euro step there. Don't always see that from the bigs out there, but a nice little move, nice job handling the ball up the court. A great play by Sydney Graber. Took it to the hoop, finishing, and she'll get rewarded with the contact, and she'll head to the line for one.
The free throw's up, and it is rolls around in the rim, and it is good. Sydney Graber checks out. Sophia Buck checks back in. Sydney Graber now with 12 points for the Spartans. Brianna Yeager with the ball. Passes over to her teammate Molly Ream for Bishop Dwenger. Ream kicks it out to the left side. Lions a three, no good. Rebounded by Patterson for the Spartans. Loses the ball. Tries to... blocks it. And the ball was lost. Homestead will get the ball.
And Patterson with a little sloppy mistake there. Dwenger got a chance at the other end, and Ayanna Patterson wasn't having any of that. She got that shot out of there.
Sullivan passes over to Buck. Back to Sullivan. Crosses half court over to Geely. The wide open three. No good. Rebounded by Bishop Dwenger, but the player's able to get the rebound. That was Claire Frazier. Hasn't played much this game. Tries to throw the one-arm pass. No good. Stolen by Homestead. Grace Sullivan. Dribbles all around the court. Brianna Lucas. Nearly a three-pointer, but no good. Rebounded by Bishop Dwenger. Molly Ream with the ball. Kicks it out. Right side for Carissa Wiegman. Now to Yeager. Top of the key. 15 seconds remaining in this quarter. They need to get a shot off, and the ball is tipped out of bounds by Brianna Lucas. Bishop Dwenger will have the ball down 51-29. 10.6 6 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Dwenger need a little bucket here to get him some momentum.
Yeager passes inside. That was Wiegman. The shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Patterson. 5 seconds remaining. Geely in the lane. She was fouled. She will get 2 free throws there, so Geely with a chance to extend this Homestead lead.
And Geely was a pretty good free throw shooter last year, but interesting enough, only 5 of 14 on the season, so hasn't had a ton of trips to the line, but she also hasn't made the most of it. We'll see how she looks here.
Geely first free throw up, and it is good. So Homestead up 52-29 now. 2.9 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Geely, second free throw on the way, and it is good. 2 seconds remaining in the quarter. Bishop Dwenger throws up the half-court shot and goes off the backboard and no good. Homestead leading 53-29 after 3 quarters, and Donnie, Homestead really took charge in that third quarter as they extended the lead.
And initially they came out, didn't play great on the offensive end. Dwenger had a little bit of momentum going for a little while, but just couldn't really do anything to cut into that lead. Homestead slowly extended it, and then at the end of the quarter, last half really, it all fell apart. Homestead now heads into the fourth quarter up 53-29. Dwenger down 24. It's going to take a miracle for them to come back in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, for sure. I wouldn't say a miracle, but
I don't know.
Things could happen. You never know. If Dwenger starts making some three-pointers. We saw a three-pointer in that quarter made by Emma Lyons, the freshman, the 5'6" guard, but not really much offense in that quarter for Bishop Dwenger. I believe they only scored 7 points or so in that quarter.
And Dwenger has played a pretty good defensive game. Homestead just played a better defensive game. And Dwenger just doesn't have the offensive firepower to really put up enough points to really stay in this one. Only 29 so far as for 3 quarters, and Homestead just playing great defense, doing what they do best. Not really playing their best game, but it doesn't matter. They're up 24 right now.
Yeah, Homestead, the last time they played was last Saturday. They beat a very good Chicago area team, Marist. Riley Parker still not playing in this one for the Spartans. We expect her to be out for not so much longer, maybe a game or two. Fourth quarter has started. Molly Ream with the ball for the Saints. Grace Sullivan and tries to pass to Patterson. They call a foul. Luckily for Patterson, it wasn't called on her as Cecilia Garrett checks in for the Saints.
And Dwenger just hasn't had that one player step up big when they need him in this one.
Geely passes to Sullivan, passes back over to Geely, passes to Patterson on the left side. Patterson passes to Starks on the inside, and the shot is up and it's good. So Solera Starks with the basket there for the Spartans as they extend this lead to 26. Molly Ream with the ball, crosses the timeline, dribbles left side, guarded by Geely, goes behind her back. Ream throws up the shot, no good, rebounded by Patterson. Passes down low to Swing, shot, she forced it and it's no good. Rebounded by the Saints, that was Cecilia Garrett. Kayliana Hamel with the ball now for Bishop Dwenger. Dribbles inside. Ball tipped around, stolen by Haley Swing. Passes over to Grace Sullivan. And the ball is lost, stolen by Bishop Dwenger. Molly Ream takes it up half court. Dribbles inside the lane, passes back out. Left side for Garrett. Top of the key now for Ream. Ream dribbles, picks up her dribble, passes. Right side for Hamel. Hamel passes inside. Pass went way over the head of her teammate Carissa Wiegman, and another turnover for Bishop Dwenger.
Dwenger just turning the ball over way too many times on the offensive end. In a game like this, you can't waste possessions, and that's exactly what they've done.
Grace Sullivan with the ball now for the Spartans. Geely passes to Swing. Swing passes right side for Starks. Starks dribbles inside. Mid-range jump shot rolls around in the rim and it's good. So Solera Starks with the jump shot now. Ream with the ball for the Saints. Passes inside to the freshman Emma Lyons, and shot is up and it is no good as Homestead leads 57-29, 6:11 remaining in the fourth quarter.
There's no doubt Emma Lyons has a bright future for the Bishop Dwenger Saints. Averaged 7.9 and 3 steals heading into this one, and she's led them in scoring this game. Just a freshman.
First free throw is up and no good. Second free throw is up and it is no good. Rebounded by Patterson for the Spartans. Dribbles through a bunch of Saints defenders, passes over to Haley Swing, loses the ball, tipped around, and ball nearly stolen by Molly Ream of Bishop Dwenger, but stepped out of bounds. So Haley Swing to inbound now. Swing inbounds to Starks. Starks top of the key, dribbles around. Bishop Dwenger really playing some tough defense now. Passes to Swing left side. Swing, passes inside to Patterson. Patterson shot in the paint is up and it's good. Patterson now with 17 points as Homestead has a 30-point lead under 6 minutes remaining. Molly Ream with the ball for Bishop Dwenger. Passes left side. The shot is up and no good. That was McCarthy. McCarthy passes over to Ream. Left side, dribbles inside. The shot no good. Rebounded by Patterson for Homestead. Patterson pushes once again. Passes to Sullivan in the paint. Waits for the right timing. The shot is up and no good. Passes to Haley Swing. The jump shot is no good. Rebounded by Bishop Dwenger. Rebounded by Wiegman. Passes over to Ream. Ball tipped around by Starks as Julia Huey checks in for Homestead. So Homestead, they just dominated the second half. Now up 59-29. 5:13 remaining in the fourth quarter.
This is the first we've seen of Julia Huey this game, the Lawrence Tech commit.
Lexi Linder. Haven't seen her at all in this one. As a three-pointer is knocked down by Emma Lyons. Homestead with the ball now. Starks passes to Swing, top of the key. Now passes over to Sullivan. Huey, a three-pointer. Got it. Just came in and knocked down a huge three-pointer to put Homestead back up by 30 points. Under 5 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Emma Lyons with the ball for the Saints. Top of the key. Guarded by Swing. Dribbles left side. Throws up the shot in the paint and or outside the paint and it's no good. And Homestead will get the ball as Amber Austin checks in. The 6-foot sophomore as Ayanna Patterson checks out, and that's likely going to be the end of her day as she ties her season high with 17 points for Homestead. Grace Sullivan passes over to Solaire Starks. Starks passes over to Huey. Pass inside to Amber Austin. Austin, the shot is up and it's good. Austin scores her first basket of the game for Homestead is up 64-32. 4:10 remaining in the fourth quarter. The shot is up by Lexi Linder of Bishop Dwenger. No good. Rebounded by Starks. Passes to Haley Swing. Down low and the shot is up and good as Homestead. Up 66-32. Haley Swing with the basket there for the Spartans. Dwenger brings the ball up court. That is Linder. Linder, another freshman on the Saints squad. Frazier with the ball. Frazier passes over to Lyons, left corner. Dribbles along the baseline. Kicks out to Frazier on the outside. Dribbles inside. Picks up her dribble. Pass over to Lindler. Stolen by Homestead. Solaire Starks the scores in transition as Homestead really putting it on the offensive end in this second half is really hard to keep up with this. Scoring so much now with the 68 points for Homestead, almost to their average of 71.4 in the season, but Homestead up 68-32 with 3:28 remaining in the fourth quarter.
And we thought Dwenger was going to make this a game in the second half. We were wrong as Homestead has done everything we expected them to do in coming into this game, and maybe a little more in the second half, close to their average on the year. It hasn't felt like they played a great offensive game at times, especially in the first half, but nonetheless, they're still up 36, and it's not even close right now, still putting it on them.
Yeah, Homestead without Riley Parker in this one. Injured herself last week in the Carroll game. Homestead won that 70-35, but a lot of players that don't get to play so much for Homestead checking in. Liv Seifert in for the Spartans. Linder, the ball for the Saints. Passes. Left corner for Lions. Shot is no good. Rebounded by Austin of the Spartans. Sullivan dribbles the ball up court. Crosses the timeline. Dribbles inside. Kicks it out to Huey, a three. No good. Seifert cannot get down the rebound as Dwenger controls it. McCarthy with the ball now for the Saints. McCarthy drives in. Kicks it out for Black. Guarded by Austin. Frazier the ball. Kicks it out to Lyons. Rebounded. Offensive rebound and controlled by Dwenger still. McCarthy with the ball. Dribbles up top. Guarded by Sophia Buck. Pass out to Linder. The three, no good. And Liv Seifert the rebound for Homestead. And the ball is stolen away, but they call it a foul. So I believe that foul will be on Rachel McCarthy.
Right now, it's really getting out of hand. Homestead's, I don't want to say bench warmers because these players can definitely play. They're still very good, but they're still going out there, and Dwenger not able to do anything on them.
Sullivan crosses half court. Passes inside to Austin. The shot is up and it's no good. Rebounded. Fought for, and another jump ball. That was Liv Seifert of Homestead, and I believe that was Sophie Vandegrift of Dwenger fighting for the ball, but it was a jump ball called possession arrow to Homestead, as Homestead will get the ball up 68-32, 2:26 remaining in the fourth quarter. Sullivan passes into Austin. Shot is up and no good for Homestead, and the ball tipped around and controlled by Sullivan, but I believe they will call a foul on Bishop Dwenger here.
Lots of fouls coming right now for Dwenger. Not going to have a huge impact on the outcome of this one.
Seifert inbounds to Sullivan. Sullivan dribbles right side, dribbles in the paint, throws up a shot, no good. Rebounded by Sullivan, gets her own rebound. Huey back over to Buck, left side, drives in. Shot is up and no good. Seifert, the offensive rebound, and good. If Seifert scores her first points of the game. Dwenger on the offensive end throws up a three-pointer, no good, and Linder is fouled. I believe she will go to the line with a chance at 2 free throws.
I'll be going against Amber Austin inside her first of the game, and with a minute 52 yet, my guess is she won't foul out of this one.
First free throw up for Linder, and it is good as Frazier checks in for Bridget Black. Homestead up 70-33 in this one. 1:52 remaining in the fourth quarter.
It is safe to say it'll take a miracle for Dwenger to come back.
I would say right now it's safe for sure. The second free throw is good by Linder. Homestead up 70-34. 1:45 remaining. This one, Sullivan can't get it across half court. Passes to Seifert. Gets the ball. Goes inside. And it's good. Shot is up and good. She is fouled. And the shot is good as well. So Seifert will have a chance to go to the line to extend this Homestead lead as they lead 72-34. 1:40 remaining in the fourth quarter.
And some of these players like Liv Seifert, Julia Huey, Sophia Buck don't get a ton of playing time, but they're probably good enough to start on most teams in the area.
Seifert, free throw, knocks it down. Homestead now 73-34, 1:35 remaining. Dwenger with the ball. McCarthy drives inside, and they call a foul. I believe that was on Amber Austin of Homestead.
And Dwenger with just 12 points in the second half. Homestead's defense has continued to dominate.
Rachel McCarthy at the line for the Saints. First free throw is up and it is good. McCarthy with a point right now.
Dwenger has gotten a lot of their points at the line as well in the second half, so really a poor offensive effort.
McCarthy,
right now.
second free throw is up and it is good. Homestead still leads 73-36, a minute and a half remaining in this ball game. Buck with the ball for Homestead. Sullivan drives on the right side, crosses half court, drives inside the paint now. Pass over to Seifert. The shot is up and good. Seifert having herself a game right now.
You know, I think I'd like to see Liv Seifert get some more minutes. She can score inside.
Dwenger on the other end. Linder throws up the shot, no good. Sullivan with the ball for the Spartans. Oh, the ball was stolen by Linder. Loses her. Almost traveled, tried to throw up a shot and no good, and got her own rebound, and crazy sequence right there.
Definitely a messy sequence, an interesting one for sure. Thought it might have been a travel there on Linder, but I guess it was tipped out of her hands.
McCarthy, the first free throw is up and it is good. Still, Dwenger is down 75-37. Less than a minute remaining in this fourth quarter. Second free throw is up for McCarthy and it's good. Sullivan with the ball for the Spartans. Over to Buck. Passes back to Sullivan. Passes to Huey on the right side. Ball tipped. Amber Austin recovers it for Homestead. The ball is actually stolen by Bishop Dwenger. That is Vandegrift. Vandegrift. Ball tipped around and recovered by McCarthy for the Saints. Top of the key. Frazier now. Frazier dribbles around. Just about 30 seconds remaining in this ball game. Linder, left side. Ball tipped around and stolen by Sullivan for Homestead. Buck on the left side now. Crosses half court. Over to Huey, down low. The layup is good. Homestead up 77-38. Less than 20 seconds remaining in this game. Linder with the ball. Can this team get above 40? They're at 38 right now. 10 seconds remaining. Stolen by Homestead is Huey with the ball now for the Spartans, is able to just hold the ball. And this game will come to an end as Homestead improves to 9-0 on the season and 4-0 in the conference. As Bishop Dwenger no longer undefeated in the conference as they fall to 6-4 as Homestead wins this one after it was a close one in the first half. 77-38 is your final. And Donnie, what is your reaction to this game about how Homestead was able to battle back after being up by a little bit and they really extended the lead in the second half?
Well, it's just a testament to how good this Homestead team really is, and had their best game on the offensive end. They still surpassed their season average. So they didn't necessarily shoot the ball great in the first half, especially that first quarter was a bit of a sloppy game at times, and they fouled maybe a bit too much, and maybe a bit more than they'd like. But for Homestead, still a dominant performance, 77-38. And on the defensive end of the ball, you can't say how much. You can't emphasize enough how good their defense was, holding them to 38 points. Dwenger averaging 62 on the year. And Homestead, just a really good defensive team, a really good team, probably the best in the state, and that'll show when they're ranked number 1, probably this Monday.
Yeah, for sure. When the rankings come out, Homestead 9-0 now. Number 1 team, Warren Central, lost. So Homestead likely to move up. And Donnie, I believe you have a scoring summary for us.
Well, for Homestead, there was quite a bit of scoring as they did total quite amount of points in this one. They were led in scoring by Ayanna Patterson, matching her season high with 17. Sydney Graber also with a good game. She had 12. Sawyer Starks reached double figures. She had 10. Haley Swing with 8 in this one. Liv Seifert off the bench at the end had 7. Kara Geely had 8 as well for the Spartans. Julia Huey with 5 off the bench. Grace Sullivan with a pair of buckets. She had 4. Bree Lucas with 4, and Amber Austin also had 2 for the Spartans. Then moving over to the Lady Saints, the losing side, only had 38 points in this one, so not a lot of impressive totals jump out at you when you look at the stat sheet. But Emma Lyons did have 11 for him, the freshman. She's definitely going to be a building block of their future team, so she's someone who's really good, and she had a good game in this one with 11. Carissa Wiegman had 6. Molly Ream had 6. Kaylana Hamill and Rachel McCarthy each had 4. Brianna Yeager with 3, and Maggie Cheever and Lexi Linder each had a bucket. They each had 2.
Yeah, and that will take us to the conclusion of Game 1 of 2 in tonight's SAC doubleheader on the .91 FM. Once again, your final score is Homestead 77, Bishop Dwenger 38. The Lady Spartans move to 9-0 on the season and 4-0 in the conference. Bishop Dwenger drops to 6-4 on the season and 3-1 in the conference. The next girls' basketball game is this Tuesday as 2 of the best teams in the area face off as 4A number 2, possibly soon to be number 1 in the state. Homestead will host 3A number 2 Norwell Knights. Stay tuned, though, as Donnie Harmon and I will have the call as the boys' team take the court with 3-0 Homestead Spartans taking on the 1-0 Bishop Dwenger Saints in their second game of the season, coming off of a 4A state football championship. Pre-game for the boys' matchup will be starting shortly. You're listening to Homestead Spartan